Okay, in this video, I'm going to walk through how to create a post-purchase upsell offer using Optizen Video Upsell. If you haven't used a post-purchase one-click upsell feature before with another app or customized in your store, the way it works is a customer will make the initial purchase. That purchase is completed. So no matter what happens after that step, that initial purchase has been completed. But when the post-purchase one-click upsell is enabled, after they've clicked checkout or made their payment process through the checkout, before they go to the thank you page, they'll be presented with an upsell offer on another page, which is the Shopify post-purchase extension page. This will have the offer that you add in the campaign here, and the customer can choose to add that product or offer to their order, or they can click no thanks, and then they'll be sent to the confirmation page. So this is a great way to provide an unobtrusive option for an upsell where the initial purchase has already been completed, so it limits the risk significantly of the customer clicking away or being annoyed that you're offering an upsell. They can just click no thanks, or they can add it to their order. The other great thing is they do not need to add their payment details again. It will be added to that existing order, so it's a true one-click upsell. So because it's part of the Shopify checkout, Shopify limits what we can provide for the upsell in terms of customization of settings and colors, etc., but it does inherit the settings from the checkout settings that you already have set in your store. So that's just one thing you need to be aware of, that there are limitations, but we can do some customization, which we'll show in the campaign. Okay, the first thing you need to do is come to settings. If you haven't set up a post-purchase upsell before, go to checkout, and then what you need to do is scroll down and you'll see a section called post-purchase page, and you'll see our app here. You need to check this button to make sure it's enabled, and that will enable the post-purchase extension for your store. We'll come back to the app. You'd create a campaign and you'd select post-purchase upsell, but I'm going to walk through a campaign that we've already got set up just to make sure we're efficient in this video. So I'm going to click edit, and it'll actually walk us through how to set it up from step one. Okay, so you can see it's already pre-selected post-purchase upsell because I'm editing this existing campaign. So you click post-purchase upsell, give it a name. You can use any of these video types or use a generated AI video. We're going to use an existing video that we created with AI, and you can see it's been added here. We just would have selected use existing video that we created previously. We select it and then it's added here. We have searched for our product and added our product in here that we want for the upsell. Variants will show if the product has variants. Then if you haven't created a video, you would go through this process. I'm not going to go through it here because we have it in our product page upsell tutorials, how to set up an AI video or generate the AI video for the campaign. We've selected 25% off, and then we'll click continue to next step. Now we've got our targeting options. For this campaign, it's just set for all products. Continue to styling. So this is where we provide styling for two different pages. So as mentioned, because there's limits on what Shopify allows us to customize, we're unable to add a video at the actual post-purchase extension page, but what we can do is provide a button that then links to a landing page that we actually control. So the viewer can still have the option to view the video for the upsell. So the first thing you'll need to do is customize anything that you want on the post-purchase extension. You can have one column or two column. That can be set down here. We'll leave it at two column for now. We've got the background color and button colors, button text colors. Then you've got your components that you can add. You can see here, we've got these components here, heading. If you click on it and scroll down, then you can adjust the heading, etc. Remember, this is just for the post-purchase extension. So it will inherit the settings that you have in your checkout. But you can play around with the order, etc., on how this looks, and you've got some different components you can use. So the main things you want is the add to order button. If you click on this, you'll see that it's got add to order, and that's a button action, and that will actually complete the order. Then we've got a watch demo video. So the button text is watch demo, opens in a new tab. So that means that when they click on it, it leaves the post-purchase extension page open so you can come back to it and complete the order. Then the no thanks button. So that needs to be set to decline, and you've got you can change about text, etc. And we've said no thanks here. So they're the three main buttons you'll need on this post-purchase extension page. If you don't want to send them to or give them the option to watch a video, you can just have a true post-purchase one-click upsell by removing this here. And then it'll just be a standard post-purchase upsell with your product, etc. You've got some other bits and pieces here you can add, an urgency timer, some other banners, etc. So that's the post-purchase extension. So now we also need to edit the landing page where we have our video. So video viewing page, you can see here it's the same components you have, but you have a few more options because we control this page. So for example, we can change the colors and some of the other settings for these components on this particular page. Now, because this store has a black background, we're going to make the text white, for example. We've already adjusted the colors for the buttons that match the checkout. It's got some other options in here, some spacing, etc. And you can preview the layout. You can preview the layout on the post-purchase extension also. And bear in mind the preview are just previews. On the front end, as you'll see, they will actually render for the settings that the checkout has for this particular store. So once you've got your settings organized and you're happy with them, you can click continue to preview. And we're editing this live campaign, so we're going to update this. Then what we need to do is make sure we go back and activate it again. And now this post-purchase is actually on. Okay, so now we'll go through the process of adding to cart. So here we have our product. That's our product page upsell bundle. You can see here we can open this and close this. We're not going to select this in this particular example because we're just going to go through the execution of the post-purchase. So we click buy now. And I'm just making sure I can grab some address details I'll need. Okay. So we can add in an email here. I'm just going to grab an address that I can use just as a test. So I'll put in an address here. Okay. Put in a name, obviously, just go through this process. This is a test order, so I'm just using the test setup. Okay, and now we can click pay now. Okay, so now you can see that it provides the upsell offer, special offer for you. Obviously, it's a pretty basic standard setup we have here. We've got variants for this particular product so that customer can now add to order, watch demo, or no thanks. So if we click watch demo, it will open up the page here. We've got our video that they can play. And there's some other settings here that we would possibly make, like obviously on this particular page, we'd have the text white, or a different color so that it looks a little nicer. So once the customer has actually viewed the video, if they're happy, they can close and return to checkout, and then they can come and add to order. If they click add to order, you can see the offer has been added with the discount. And that's how the post-purchase upsell works. So as I mentioned, you can have just a standard checkout without the video process, or you can add in that landing page so the customer can watch the video and engage with that further. Okay. Any questions? Let us know.